And at the end of each tour, we always like to sum things up and get reactions from everybody as to what they liked about the trip. So let's listen in for a moment.
Well, we enjoyed the trip very much. It was very well organized and perfect way to be able to see the highlights of Europe and being well taken care of and not having to worry about getting around and figuring out where to go on our own. I especially enjoyed the historical sites like the Forum and the Tower of London. And I also loved the beautiful scenery in Switzerland. There were many things. We enjoyed going to plays in London. So there were many highlights. It was very good. A lot of walking, but that was good because it kept us from gaining weight.
I had a great trip. The experience was out of this world for me. Looking at all these beautiful cities, and the tour was organized, the tour guide was organized, everything was organized, and we just about walked all over the cities, taking in all the sights. And the highlights for me were London and Lucerne, actually Zurich before Lucerne. I love those cities. Yeah.
There's nothing quite as fun or as nice as experiencing other cultures, and we experienced many while we were here. It was great. I enjoyed it, and thank you very much.
Hi, I had a wonderful time. I feel that the trip was very well orchestrated. We saw a lot of beautiful things that we would not probably have seen on our own. It was just a wonderful time. Wonderful time.
My favorites on the trip were St. Mark's Square in Venice, spending the evening there. Just a great time and experience. And kicking about London and seeing great plays. That's another favorite that I can think of right offhand. And the big thing is, I feel after being on this trip, I would feel comfortable coming back on our own and doing it on our own. That's the confidence I wouldn't have had I not come on this trip. Thank you.
Good. The trip was great. I had a great time. We saw everything that I was hoping to see. Traveling by train was very pleasant. It's a superb trip. Thank you very much.
What was a couple highlights for you?
A couple highlights was going into the museums and the churches and seeing all those paintings from the masters. I think getting a little educated in the arts was a good thing. I had all my expectations met.
We had a great time. The highlights for me were seeing David and the Vatican and Sistine Chapel and St. Peter's. And of course, all of this was greatly enhanced by Dennis's knowledge of the artists and the many cathedrals we stopped at, and lots of other sightseeing things that added to the tour. Thanks, Dennis.
Ditto what he said. I really enjoyed the trip, and all the information you gave us was excellent. I liked all the historical sites, the walking tours, the boat trip on the Seine, even though I nearly froze to death.
But you loved it.
I loved it. Seeing the Eiffel Tower all lit, that was beautiful. And everything was really nice. I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah, overall it's a great experience. Everything that I saw really translated to a wholesome experience. It's almost like therapeutic. I didn't have to worry about anything but to enjoy the sceneries, the experience, the history, and the same steps where history actually happened. And that was a great feeling, a wholesome experience, especially having a tour guide, our lecturer, who is very knowledgeable with things that happened in the past, giving us the experience to relive the past, and actually like doing the same steps where history actually happened. That was a great feeling, and I can tell you it's breathtaking. And in between the tours, we had ample times to do our shopping and to explore the city on our own, and that was a great thing to do. And again, the tour guide really made it so organized that we have all these things to do to experience the wholesome experience of this whole travel. Thank you so much.
Well, I think Manny said it best for all of us, and I listened to what he said.
You agree with
I
everything he
agree
said?
with 100%.
I really enjoyed walking through the churches and cathedrals. It was so beautiful and just amazing with all of its artwork and construction. I think that even if we ate a lot, we probably didn't gain any weight because of the balancing of all the walking we did. I really enjoyed going into Westminster, and not only on the first floor, but being able to see all of the different burial sites of the royalty. So that was really interesting, and to see the cloister, which was very lovely.
Better than a bus tour.
Most definitely. Most definitely. On the bus tour at Westminster, we only saw part of the first floor. So that tells you the difference, shows you the difference.
We had an outstanding time. From day one, we did everything we set out to do. We've been watching your show on TV for years, and we always thought about going. We finally did it, and it was everything that we thought it would be. Some of the highlights were Rome, walking in the steps of Julius Caesar. I'm going to Paris and seeing the Eiffel Tower, coming to London and watching a play and having fish and chips and drinking ale in a pub. It was everything we thought it would be.
What I like the best is that he doesn't have to worry about going. You have everything organized. Our itinerary is set. Everything you said we would see, we saw that and more. And this is the best way to travel for first-timers because you feel like you're on your own, but you're not. And you give us ample time to do exploring on our own, which we took full advantage of. And just walking in every city is just amazing. It's just amazing. I would recommend it to everybody.
It's so much better than sitting on a bus and dropping off for 5 minutes and rushing in and rushing out. We got to walk and see everything, experience everything, get the smells, the sights, the sounds. Outstanding.